Why do some shots feel perfectly balanced while others unsettle us? Composition is the invisible grammar of film. Today we compare the rule of thirds with deliberate rule breaking and show how both serve story and emotion. We'll use frame overlays, split-screen comparisons, and close highlighted frames to make each choice obvious and repeatable. We'll analyze precise symmetry in the Grand Budapest Hotel and unsettling asymmetry in Parasite to see technique in context. Expect moderate pacing, clear on-screen annotations, and illustrative zooms so you can recognize these choices in your own work. Let's begin by revisiting the foundation, the rule of thirds, and why it works so often. The rule of thirds divides the frame into 9 equal parts. Key elements on the lines create balance and focus. Place a horizon along a horizontal third, or a subject along a vertical third, and the eye moves naturally through the image. This rule is not a law. It's a strong starting point that often produces pleasing, readable images. Let's look at specific cinematic examples where the rule creates harmony and emphasis. We'll animate a grid overlay on each clip so you can see exactly which thirds are being used to guide attention. Next, we compare this with scenes that deliberately ignore those lines to create tension or unease. Wes Anderson's Grand Budapest Hotel uses precise framing and symmetry to create a world that feels controlled and stylized. We'll show an original clip with a centered composition, then overlay a grid and a vertical center line to highlight symmetry. Notice how placing the subject dead center demands formal attention. The symmetry communicates order and character. Now we split screen the same moment against a rule of thirds version to compare emotional effect directly. The centered frame feels theatrical and composed. The thirds version suggests movement or imbalance in that formal world. This is an example of following an internal aesthetic rule. Symmetry becomes its own grammar and communicates character traits. Bong Joon-ho's Parasite often uses off-kilter framing and low angles to generate discomfort and narrative tension. We'll play a clip, then overlay the rule of thirds grid to reveal deliberate misalignment and why it feels unsettling. Note how characters are pushed to a corner or cut by door frames, creating imbalance and storytelling pressure in the picture. A slow illustrative zoom and pan reveals how off-center placement contrasts with interior architecture to heighten class and power dynamics. We'll split screen this moment with a balanced version so you can feel the difference in empathy and threat. Breaking composition rules is a deliberate choice to serve mood. Parasite shows how imbalance can carry story weight. When composing, start with the rule of thirds as a default. It gives clarity and a reliable eyeline for viewers. Then ask, what does the story need? Order, symmetry, or disruption? Let narrative drive the choice, not rules alone. Use overlays and quick split-screen tests when editing to decide which composition best supports emotion and clarity. Practically, try moving your subject by a third, then center it, then push it to an edge. Compare how the scene feels. If breaking a rule, make it intentional. Use imbalance for tension, center for formality, and negative space for loneliness. Composition is a tool. Master the rule of thirds, study examples like Grand Budapest and Parasite, and then choose what best serves your story.